Tien. Hello everyone. Tien and Jack. Can their story continue? When Jack was informed by the doctor that Tien would not be able to survive, told him to prepare himself mentally, how many storms began to surround him? Will a miracle happen, and will his prayers to God have any hope? Let's watch today. Jack's morning began like any other, rushed, a little chaotic, but filled with hope. He had an important contract to sign, one that could change the course of his career. In the flurry of his morning routine, he forgot the crucial documents at home. His mother, always supportive, asked Tien, the gentle, loving girl Jack cared for deeply, to bring the documents to him. It was supposed to be a simple favor, just one small task. But no one knew that this seemingly insignificant moment would become the last thread holding their lives together. Time passed. The meeting hour came and went. Jack waited, heart growing uneasy, calling Tien again and again. But no answer. He rushed home, expecting to find her there, maybe delayed, maybe lost. But the house was silent. The neighbors hadn't seen her. No one had. The sense of dread began to take hold like a cold wind crawling down his spine. Something was wrong. Deeply, horribly wrong. He began to search frantically. From street corners to cafes. From hospitals to alleyways. Jack asked everyone he could find. At a small roadside coffee store, he overheard someone mention an accident, a young girl, hit by a car that morning while rushing across the street. She had been taken to the hospital immediately. Jack's chest tightened. He didn't know why. But every part of him knew. It was her. At the hospital, the world around him dimmed to a blur as he saw her. Tien, lying unconscious on a hospital bed. Her head wrapped in white gauze. Her phone shattered. Her lips pale and still. Machines beeped steadily around her. The rhythm of her fragile life reduced to clinical noise in a sterile room. Jack's heart cracked open. The doctor spoke. Words like heavy stones falling into a deep well. She had suffered soft tissue injuries, a broken arm, and signs of a concussion. She had yet to regain consciousness. But that wasn't all. She was pregnant. 8 weeks. Their child. Jack stood motionless, unable to speak, as the weight of it all threatened to crush him. He didn't even know. She hadn't told him. Their baby, so tiny, so new, now shared the same uncertain fate as the woman he loved. Jack did everything he could. He clung to every possible hope. He took her broken phone to be repaired, hoping to retrieve contact information. Someone, anyone, who could come and stand beside him. He searched for answers about the accident, speaking to witnesses. One elderly woman recalled a couple driving a beige 4-seater car being involved but couldn't remember the license plate. Jack called his best friend Tung, begging him to pull surveillance footage near the bridge where the crash occurred. Every lead became an obsession. Every second felt like slipping through his fingers. Meanwhile, far removed from the heartbreak unfolding at the hospital, a different kind of conversation was taking place. Tien and his mother, Tui, sat at a cheap noodle stall, slurping their food while plotting how to profit from the chaos. They had once been vaguely involved in Tien's past, and now they saw opportunity. They found a photo, an address, a clue about Tien's biological parents. Apparently, they were wealthy. That was enough. Tui grinned wickedly, already scheming to manipulate Jack and extract money under the pretense of helping. Not once did they speak of Tien as a person. To them, her tragedy was currency. Tui called Jack, claiming she had real information about Tien's family. But Jack, having been deceived by her before, had learned the hard way. He refused to meet unless she took him directly to the house. No more vague promises. No more tricks. He had no time left for games. In his hands, he held the last remnants of Tien's world, her phone. An ultrasound image he hadn't even seen until now. and a love too deep for words. He sat by her side in the hospital. Her hands were cold, her face still. The machines continued their chorus. He whispered to her softly, voice trembling, "If you wake up, I swear I'll never let you go anywhere alone again. But if you don't, please take my heart with you." He didn't know what tomorrow would bring, if she would open her eyes, if their child would survive, or if all he had left would be the memory of a life that could have been. Outside that hospital room, people carried on. Cars passed. Lives continued. But for Jack, time stood still. Their love story had no wedding bells, no newborn cries, no warm mornings shared in the sun. Only cold hospital lights, broken phones, and the quiet agony of a man clinging to hope with bleeding hands. It was a love too real, too raw, too late. And somewhere between the beep of a heart monitor and the weight of unspoken goodbye, Jack waited for a miracle that might never come.